Eversource's geothermal pilot in Framingham, Massachusetts is the first utility-led project of its kind, and it's setting a new standard for sustainable energy. I sat down with Tyler Brennen to find out more. Check it out.
I want this pilot to have proven that the renewable resource and using geothermal systems can be as efficient or more efficient than the current way. Sometimes to break the norm, you got to go a little bit out of the box. And that's what this design was, is breaking our norm as a society and really pushing for a new solution, a different solution that had never been done before.
This is the first utility thermal energy network in the U.S. What's it like being on the team that's writing the playbook?
Yeah, it's been incredibly rewarding. To be honest, the beginning, it was a little bit intimidating because geothermal has been done at a small scale for individual buildings or houses, but nobody has ever made geothermal a utility. And on that note, I'm very proud of the work I did on this project, as well as the whole team, to create a large-scale project with so many stakeholders and so many crucial steps. And the cherry on top of all of it is it's something I'm passionate about: climate sustainability and renewability, where removing fossil fuels and helping develop a cleaner future. And the completion of this project just proves nationwide that this is feasible, this can be done, and we can reduce our dependence on natural resources that are non-renewable.
Most geothermal experience out there is building by building. How do you design it on a network scale?
We started with the small plan of, okay, this is what a geothermal system for one house or one building looks like. So we had to take a culmination of 5 different sites and say, okay, here's a geothermal system at a school, at houses, multi-resident families, a fire station. And we had to take that and then connect it all because, yes, it's done pretty easily on an individual building, but now you're doing this on a massive scale where you're putting piping in the roadway. So it was really working from the end backwards on, okay, we know how to do this on an individual scale, but how do we do this on a mass scale and make it a reliable utility that the community has access to?
At CDM Smith, we understand a thing or two about staying ahead of the curve. The world is facing environmental and infrastructure challenges with lasting implications, so we're building solutions with lasting results. We'll help you embrace what happens next because it's happening now. Learn more at cdmsmith.com/nextisnow. Okay, let's get back to it. What was your toughest retrofit challenge?
Yeah, the toughest challenge in this was definitely the multifamily housing units. These buildings were older, their electrical infrastructure was older, and all of their utilities connecting to them were older. So this made it very difficult because there was a limited amount of capacity available at these buildings, and the equipment was so old that was in there existing, especially on the electric side. We had to come up with these creative solutions. So this was somebody's home. We can't just go in and tear down their wall and rip everything out. We had to find a presentable way to run conduit and wires and geothermal piping into these units. And we also had to find the space to install these new units because these houses before had baseboard heaters and window air conditioning units. So we had to go in and find a location to put this heating and cooling unit, and then we had to figure out how to run wiring to it, how to power it with aging infrastructure, all to do this without being invasive to the home and without displacing the residents who live there.
You've worked on a bunch of different projects like water treatment facilities, electrical designs. What makes geothermal different for you?
Yeah, the geothermal network was very exciting from the beginning because it was something new, a new challenge for me and something different. This experience where it is having a direct impact on the environment, it is having a direct impact on end users where they're seeing the results and hearing that they are happy with this has been something that's brought me a lot of pride in doing this job. But overall, just knowing that I go out there and see this system and knowing that we have disconnected natural gas, we have made an alternative way to heat and cool homes, and knowing that people are saving money. They're not worried about how much is it going to cost to heat my home? How much does it cost to cool my home? Or can I even heat or cool my home with this old equipment? It's something that's reliable, something that's directly impacting people's lives every day.
If every utility in the US called you tomorrow wanting to start their own thermal energy network, what's the one thing that you tell them?
It needs to have community buy-in and utility buy-in and buy-in from the consultant. We all have to work together cohesively with the same goal of an end product. And those goals, there might be multiple of them, but as long as we're all focused on that end goal of more sustainable, efficient heating and cooling, and working together to solve problems, it will go well.
Tyler, this was great. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.